Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyfy. I'm glad you could be here. If you are new, welcome. This is the Kyfy Theory, and if you are returning, what's good? I got a couple of messages. I want to get straight to it because I think it's very powerful. This is going to be one of those readings that you it sticks. The information sticks. Who am I? I'm Kyfy, and I'm a mental alchemist. Basically presenting a new way to read the cards, new way to do alchemy with the cards. If you are interested in this type of reading, like, share, and subscribe. I'm on a mission and you can help me out, and you'll see why soon. Basically, I want to create an app for the whole spiritual community. We're gonna combine our information together to do this thing together finally. Like, that's my idea with it, and if you can understand that, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So, basically, the reason why you were attracted here is because of the title. The title of the reading was "The Opposite is Attracted to You." Now, I know that's kind of weird to hear it, weird way to hear it, but hear me out. What are opposites to each other? And I'm gonna give a perfect example. You're gonna understand this really quickly. People always say that they're looking for their opposite, or they say that their opposite is the one that's probably going to be the one for them. But what are you really calling into your life at that time? Is the opposite the right way? Like, put it into question, because this is English, and they use this language for us to curse ourselves. Our tongue is the wand, so as you speak it, it happens. Abracadabra, as it is, so I forgot. As I speak, I forgot. As I speak, I forgot. Something with as I speak. But yeah, that's what happens when we cast these spells, speak that kind of thing into our lives. So this is the stuff that's ingrained in our minds, programmed to be there as like staples. But basically, they are gatekeepers. It's programs that are gatekeepers too. So, what is the opposite? Black and white. Do we clash, or are we for each other? Debatable, right? But history says we clash. So if those opposites clash, you're not looking for your opposite. The opposite is attracted to you. That urge, that demi-urge, that evil is attracted to you. That's what's opposing you. Opposing your dream, opposing your journey. Those are the ops. The opposite is attracted to you. So let's move on. Create the basket. Now, we're coming up on Easter soon. Like it's far, but it's soon, basically. And the idea that came to me was, my friend always told me not to put my eggs all in one basket. But if you are the basket, what does this make this whole system? Right? The system of the matrix is what I'm talking about. If you are the basket, you are the vessel. You are the vessel that carries. That's the thing that will be the thing you put the eggs into. Who put the eggs into you? Spirit, from the manifestation. You can call it the seed of life, the fruit of life, the tree of life. No, it was more like the seed and the eye, Vesica Pisces, right? So that kind of thing. The spirit manifests that and gives you those eggs. Now, let's move on to the next part. I found out, through my feed, I get all the information from my feed. Like, I'm not addicted to information, but I'm attracted to it. Like, it's attracted to me. Just cool stuff. I found out that the male, his sperm is the one that creates the placenta. So when you're thinking about a manifestation that you carry, you understand that you are the vessel that carries that manifestation. But the form, that placenta, the thing that keeps it safe in the meantime while it's being manifested, comes from you, your conscious mind. So your conscious mind is the thing that gives that egg that comes from the universe, that seed, life, right? But that life is protected with what you know currently. So what you know currently is projected through fantasies and fear. So you are the basket. Create the baskets. And what does that mean? You have dreams, and you have things that you can possibly do to get to those dreams. Even though you're going straight into the darkness, that's the better place to be, because you can gather more. You already been in a place of the light. You already discovered those places. This is the matrix. Imagine yourself on a map with a fog of war. Everything is dark. So as you discover new land, the land in the darkness, you get to understand, oh, there's stuff to farm from. There's stuff that will benefit the kingdom, your temple, you. So understand that going into the dark is not such a negative thing. We look at it as so negative when we are explorers at heart. We're supposed to explore our oneness. All the answers come from inside. So that also involves with the spirit. And yeah, the pressure to do that is something else. My ears is going like this. Yeah, so I'm hearing something. All right. So this is the message that I thought was going to be the title in the first place. So this is the one that hit me the first time, like the first thing that hit me. So there is no end in a life full of checkpoints. The only end is when you pass. So that's the only end in your life. Everything that you going for, your vision and everything like that, is a checkpoint. And it makes more sense because as you hit checkpoints, there's more things to cover, there's more battles to fight, but you have a checkpoint. We are all about the checkpoints in this dimension. So what checkpoint are you at? This is the thought process. What checkpoint are you at? You have to look at your previous visions to understand where you've come, and that would be your new ground to place that, the temple or something like that. You can understand where I'm going with this, but it's a process. So let's go. This process is frustrating because there's no end. And that was the message for me. We kind of looking for victory, like we reached the finish line, like it's done, it's finished. Like it's finished kind of energy. You understand where we are. We looking for it to be at least done in this whole sector, but it's just a checkpoint. A checkpoint doesn't get rid of the old enemies in any game. Sometimes the old enemies come back more powerful. Level, like you see where this is going. But this is the way my mind processes how your mind is working. So this is the reason why I'm here. God called me to be an alchemist, and this is the way I choose to do it. So release control to get command. Now, on all computers, there's the command prompt. You can type in, you can imagine, you can program, you can envision, you can manifest whatever you want with that command prompt, right? So you have to release control in order to get access to that part. And what is the control? The control is the ego. The command is through with the ego and the spirit. So if you are only in your ego, you don't have command over your life. You don't have command over everything that you've gathered. You don't have command over your vision. You don't have command over your dream. So it's about the balance. This whole life is about balance. We're going to get to these cards. But yeah, let's get to these cards right now. So what is the Zin-Finity Board? The Zin-Finity Board is an elementally energetic grid that flows in a 21-part circuit housing all aspects of the mind in a still life version. Anything that you can imagine is within this circle that you see, so it's up to us to make it clear. Right, so what I do as an alchemist is take the energy from the crown and dig out the channels through each sephron down to the root. And once it gets down to the root, you have access to your own power. And that's my goal. But that's the first goal. The second goal is to give you a clear understanding of everything that's happening within your mind in a setting, so you can place the things where they need to be to make that communication. We have 10 perspectives in our mind, and that's these black cards, and I'm gonna go through them one at a time. So starting off with the first part of the reading, is Emmanation. Emmanation has who, what, when, where, and why. So think about these things for your life. You can find out these answers right now. So we're going to go with the first one, which is who. And this is the first part of the reading, which is Emmanation. So yeah. It is, behold. So whoever's reading the Bible, keep reading. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. So let's get this. So be bold and make the first move. This is for who? This is involving the soul, basically. Your soul knows who it is. Be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid reckless or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help. So elephants have perfect memory, or basically perfect, right? If you do anything to an elephant, it will remember. So your spirit energy is that elephant energy. It remembers everything that happened to you. And now, since you're healing, it's all becoming information only. And this information is not being activated, causing it to trigger you. So the only thing different between an emotion and information is the activation of it. So all information is dormant until you activate it, and that's what triggers you. Other people can activate that information as an attack, as a spiritual attack. Anything that is meant to intentionally meant to harm you in a spiritual way, and you see how easy that was in that just little conversation we kind of had. That's a spiritual attack. It's not as fancy as you think it is. It's really just a spiritual attack. And I keep touching the Tower card because I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, that was who. What is you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. And that's me. I'm a Cancer sign. So, let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for your child or children. It is time for you to review your goals. They have changed. Have they changed? See, I just mentioned that with your vision board. You have to rewrite it sometimes because you're dealing with old information from old points of life where you were scared of certain things. So as you rewrite it, sometimes you even know that you crossed some of them out. So when you rewrite it, the new vision is almost like attraction, but it also attracts the opposite. So as you discover it, the opposite comes to you to stop you from getting it there. So that's what this checkpoint energy is about. New visions, because you grew. And now you have different things that you want. The vision always changes because you always grow. Every day you're a different person. It doesn't matter you need months. Every day you're a different person. You could be a different person right now. And that is that easy. It's up to you because you can command it. As you release control, you get command. You're trying to control what happens through your fantasy, but you need to see your fantasy through your own vessel, your own temple. If your conscious eye believes that your fantasy is through you, that's the way to go, because you will work and give time to yourself, and time is the ultimate currency. That's what you need to feed your spirit with. Whatever your spirit is calling you to do with that time is what you need to do to invest that time. It's about the time. Time is money, and you can make all the connections from there that you want. Because if you have more money, you have more time to do things. If you didn't need to work because you had the money, you have time to do everything. So this is how it inflicts and kind of combines with our life. So that's what. Wait, I didn't even finish it. Meditation will help you banish your insecurities. Spending time near water will bring you peace and answers. Water is spirit, well, the world of creation. Spending time within your creative mind will bring you peace and answers. Why? Because your creative mind is different from your imagination. Your creation, okay, let me explain it this way. Your soul gives you the imagination. So the part of you in your mind that is imagining is the one that can say, I a baby eats a boy in your mind without moving your mouth. So if you try to even say anything without moving your mouth, that's your soul imagination. And when that talks, then your spirit gets it and tries to see what it is. It identifies it, basically. So you can understand that the imagination and the spirit with the soul, it's almost like instant. So you can't really tell where it is, but you can tell where the source emanates from. So yeah. The next energy is when, and this is bring love into the situation. So when you bring love into the situation. This is the new moon in Aquarius. All right. You need to be more detached from this situation. Thinking outside the box will bring the solution. More pragmatism is called for. Improve your karma by doing some charitable work. Now, if you ever wanted an angel in your life, the way that I logically see an angel happening, like, it's anybody can be an angel, and I understand that. Anybody can work for God at the same time, and I understand that. So when somebody comes out of nowhere and helps me through my process, that's somebody who's working with God, and it's almost like an angel in my life. So subscribe to be that kind of person for other people. And that's what this means. Thinking outside the box will bring the solution. You need to be more detached, right? And that's how you improve your karma. Karma is, I don't know why I just got this just now, but your baggage is karma. It's like a baseline karma. So you know how you get paid, base pay plus commission? That's it. Your karma is base pay. And everything you do, your baggage is base pay karma to your body, your essence, your being, right? And as you do more things, as the cause and effect, karma itself, you can add on to it. But that kind of gets flushed out. But that's still the baseline. You have to unravel that baggage. You have to go over some of these things that happen to you so you can claim that baggage. What's in the bag is full of light, and that's your power. So you have to claim that light back. Something in you is trapped because of a program. So you hack that program and delete it, and then now you can run more properly. So yeah. The next energy is for where, and this is always in the spirit. That was the mind, this was the body, this was the soul. The body was what? The mind is where, when, and the spirit is where. So it's a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. A lot of new moon energy. So, gradual improvements are coming. Pay attention to detail if you want success without being pedantic. You're going to have to look that up. But for some reason, it means like I'm getting frantic right now. But be of service to others and love money. And love and money will follow. So be of service to others and love and money will follow. So that the person you're asking about is reliable. So being of service to others is reiterating what I just said before with that karma system. So you are the operator of the matrix, and you only know that if you can claim your godhood, right? You understand that you are a piece of God that came down here to experience, right? So you have to get the controller in your hand and play the game. But that's your command system in the first place. You command this life that you are living in right now. And you needed to go through these things knowingly, subconsciously, and to claim that power of authority. So yeah. So that was where. The next question, the next energy is why. It had 2 cards up, and it's always the most important question in the world. Why? Why am I here? Why am I going through this? The whys. The infinite whys that you have. Let's answer them. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. And nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. So that's why. So let me get the first one. Full moon in Sagittarius, looking at the big picture. This situation may come around because you've been distracted. Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Find a balance, I mentioned that, between speaking your mind and saying too much. Now, being confident without being overconfident. You have to be humble. This is working on being humble. You are a powerful being. You know your godhood. You know that you control things. You can control things, but understand control is the opposite of love. Management cooperates with love. You manage somebody's energy and manage it well. That's giving love to that person in the utmost and allowing them to go within the process that you aligned. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way I'm choosing to manage this. If you want to operate with that, yes or no? No, then we probably won't work. That kind of thing. That's the concreteness of management. Looking to manage it. If you can't manage it, then you understand you can't love this person successfully, because your management comes from your deepest love. This is how you speak. It's love languages, of course, but it's all through management. You have to manage that. I said manage like 48 times. So somebody's going to be in management. CEO, CFO, COO. Let's get that energy in there. Put it in the comments on that journey. Like, what part of that journey are you in with your business, your apprenticeship, your entrepreneurship? The next energy, NY, was nothing will come of this situation. That's the void of course moon. So the chances of something are diminishing. I think I just said something like that just now, recently, one of these cards. Something better may be around the corner. Believe that you get what you need. Surrender to the divine. Take time out, meditate, and contemplate. So that surrendering energy is always necessary. That's that hangman energy. So it's about letting spirit take over to attract the things, and you work with what's attracted to you so that you manage it, because this is what your spirit ordained for you to love about yourself mostly, but openly in the physical. You'll see how it relates. So yeah. So the next part of the reading is creation. This is the part of the reading where we go over the perspectives in your mind. Understand that you have multiple personality order or disharmony. Like, that's what this is. And this is why your mind is so congested and going against itself, because you have multiple personalities in there, principalities in there that are looking to be served more, or served in general. They want the energy, they want the power. They know without it, they have to work for it. So it's in you. The universe is within you. We're going to get to these pieces. Starting off with the first piece, what crowns the reading at the crown chakra, is the tower energy. So this is fire, and it's perfect, the perfect energy to have here. Why? Because I just mentioned in my last reading, the tower is the signifier of the level up. Why? At the top of the tower, in your temple, imagine your temple is a castle. Just understand my app is going to be a castle. And watch. Just understand, the temple is the castle, and the castle has this thing called the steeple. That's the highest point, and it can see the farthest out. So you can understand, you can see the dangers coming from far, and it gives you time to manage what will happen, the things, the outcomes, and things like that, or make a response. It won't hit you because you understand that you can respond to it. You don't need to react if you see it coming from 10 days. Like, okay, I could panic one day and just get it together for the next 9 days. We're good, right? So that's that kind of energy that happens when you look from that view of the tower. That tower is your highest form of perspective right now. That's the highest you can see. And everything that you saw, like Simba, this is your kingdom, right? You've claimed everything that you saw on top of that tower. Now it's time to grow. And this is the time that you have to let go. What is that about? Everything that you have needs to be reconstructed for the new tower that becomes taller. You've claimed everything, and now your kingdom has more wealth and value and just structure to use, right? Now you build the tower up taller, and then you can see from a farther distance. Then you say, okay, this is where those attacks are coming from very fast, and I see it from further now, and I have 20 days to prepare, 1 day to panic, 19 days to prepare. You understand what I mean? And this is what happens when that tower moments happen. So don't look at this like it's a negative force against you. It's the sign of the level up. So you are leveling up right now, and that's the sign. Put it in the comments. I know you're leveling up. Let me know how. Let us know how, because I'm trying to build a community, and I got your back. Trust me. I won't let's just say that. I don't reach out, I respond. So you have to reach me through an email. My email is in the description if you want a reading. If somebody reaches out to you, it is not me. I do not promote that way. No, that's just no. All right, that was the first energy. This is your being. That's what crowns the reading. So you have leveled up, and now you know this. So this is where you need to understand everything that I'm gonna say from now on. You have leveled up, and that's why. So the next energy up is I want. This is what you want out of the situation. Your crosshairs, where you're going to go. You understand, in any game, When you look at a direction and you're walking straight, you can turn, you walk this way now. It's turning, you're walking this way now. So wherever you're aiming, this is where you're aiming. And it's the Page of Swords, and it should be fire or earth, so this is offsuit. It could be a good card, but we'll see. So curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. Now, as I mentioned before, my favorite example to understand, get you to understand what happens in your mind in an anxious mode, in anxiety, in confusion. So imagine everything that's a question. Everything that you question is a circle, and it goes in your mind, right? It goes in your mind. That's the next question. These are things that you haven't answered in your life. These are things that you wonder about in your life. All of the questions, all of the things that are in the dark, right? So as your mind fills up with these circles, imagine it looks like the gumball machine. Now you got a whole machine, and everything that's in there, your mind's supposed to be operating perfectly. And every gumball adds to your ego's power, the negative part of it anyway. So you understand this. To flush it out, you need truth. Truth is the thing that flushes it out. And, you know, just going with the scenario, what I just created, you put money in. Money is mana. Mana is time. So you can understand this, right? Put a little time in, it flushes it out. Little truth in, it flushes it out. Figure out the truth, more comes out. Sometimes a lot of come out if you just hold the button down. And that's more of you operating and owning what's around you and using it for your own purposes, not to hinder anybody else's purpose. That's key. So next energy up is next energy up is the Temperance card, and this is reverse. All major arcana cards on this board resembles something happening to you, for you, a gift. It's outside of you, and it's a force that you emit. So these are about the forces that are happening in you and outside of you, right? So the Temperance card. And this is reversed. Extremes, lack of balance, and excess. So I remember I said balance before. One of these moons were telling us that there's an imbalance or balance is needed or whatever. But excess, right? If you were going after the wrong things, you have a lot that you don't need, and it's just taking up space. And this is why you had to use the Tower, because there wasn't actually things that you didn't need. They were building blocks. And that's what this is talking about. You got the energy for it, and now it's the time to shift perspectives to understand what it was for. So that's this I need energy. This is what you need right now, currently. This board is a still life. So imagine your life on pause, and this is the menu that comes up, and you can look and say, oh, okay, this is what I'm thinking right now, this is what's happening, and we're talking about it like this. So yeah, the next energy that's up is I know. This is started off with the Ten of Pentacles, and this is offsuit. I forgot to do this one, maybe. But yeah, the Ten of Pentacles, let's get it. My favorite word, legacy, inheritance, and culmination. Now, you believe that you know. So this is a falsehood, it's not a truth. What I'm about to say is not true. You know that a culmination of things will get you to the next level. That's a lie. Gathering those things that you're looking to gather right now are not the truth. And this is where, this is the first energy that was off. And this has to do with your wanting. That was the first energy that's off, and that's the first, we cleared that, or we talked about it already. So that's where it first started. What you want is off. What you need, you understand, but you were doing the wrong thing. Now it's time to do the right things, or the more proper things, the things that manage. And now you know that what you have, that abundance that you've gained, is for the level up. So everything that was looking like it wasn't a blessing, but it was okay, I'm grateful for this guy, I don't get what I need to do with this right now. You're going to figure this out right now. You're going to figure this out very soon. The next energy that's up is I will. Now, that was vibration. This is energy. This is frequency, right? But let's do energy right now. This is the Three of Wands, and it's on suit, so let's get it. Looking ahead, expansion, and rapid growth. Now, this is your willpower. when it comes time to do it. Not that you're actually doing it, but when you decide to do it, looking ahead, expansion, and rapid growth. That's your power. And this is why there's so much opposition. This is why there's so many opposites that are attracted to you. Why? Because in any, hatching process, you go from the caterpillar to the chrysalis, right? In order for the butterfly to actually be able to live in this world and operate with its wings, it needs to be able to crack out that shell itself. It needs to show that it's strong enough for the world. So that was your process, and that's what's happening right now. And this, I'm telling you right now, you are strong enough. You don't have to work that hard. You don't have to. Because a knowing can happen like this. You can change instantly. You can know it instantly. An epiphany happens like this. And then you're automatically changed forever. In a better way. What happens to those gumballs in your mind that I was mentioning before? An epiphany is a big circle that comes out in one time. So it's a big truth that relieves this energy that's in your mind that's been circling and circling and circling and taking space. Ego wants to do this. It's scared. A bit of truth can trigger an epiphany, and a lot of that will come out at the same time. You can build back into it because there's a lot more to go over because you have so much baggage to work with. But you can understand that truth is the thing that gets this flowing. Everything is about movement. Love is movement. Love is not what we think it is. Love is movement. I give you flowers, therefore it moves you. And it's almost like you're forced, or you have the intention of giving me that same energy back. So it's a force of movement. And being a nerd, there's a vibration, and that's the first movement, right? So the next energy is the Three of Cups. Now this is also on suit. I didn't even realize it. The Three of Wands and the Three of Cups came out. So that's amazing because there's a balance shown here. But let's see why this is reversed. If this was right side up, it would be perfect in my eyes. Let's see. This is the energy for I desire. Overindulgence, gossip, and isolation. Now, isolation is good at this moment because I said in my last reading, this is the time to fail because nobody can see you. That's what the isolation is for. Fail as much as you can. So when you get out into the world, it's not like you have no room for failure. The failure will be lacking. You won't fail as much because you got the lessons. Lessons are repeated until they are learned. That was my pastor saying. But train them up in the way they should go. That's the Bible verse. And it's the same kind of energy. You won't depart from it. So moving on from there, that was what you desire. The next energy is I love. And 2 cards came out. And the second card cleared it. So let's see. The 8 of Cups came out, and then the 6 of Swords came out to clear it. This is air. It's supposed to be air. It was water first, which is parallel. It takes the space of your emotional in your mental space, or what powers your mind. It was emotion before. Now, thought powers your mind. Now, creation powers your mind. Your natural creation. It's easier to manage because it comes from you. So 8 of Cups. Walking away, disillusionment, and leaving behind. Now, I really recently ran into an example. When you're walking away, whatever you poured, let me show him for a second. You know how you can put a cup out to gather rain, and rain is almost like tears. So everything that you poured in, as you release, if you've been crying or releasing in general, in your own ways, in positive ways and things like that, as you've been releasing, you've been leaving out these cups so that it may in the future gather what you lost, right? So that's the energy that's coming up in your heart space right now, what you love. The next energy that cleared it was the 6 of Swords. This is transition, leaving behind and moving on. So leaving behind, moving on, you managed to fill 6 of those cups and get the keys out of 6 of them. So that's a high percentage. You did very well. If you were looking for a grade, 6 out of 8 was your grade. If you needed that. Because If I'm just adding, doing math and gematria, 6 plus 8 is 14, and 14 is 2 sevens. So those are 2 lucky sevens right there. So if those numbers resonated with you, let me know why in the comments. So moving on from that energy, we have one of my favorite cards. Probably one of my favorite cards. Alright. The Fool. This is offsuit. It's in the place of the solar plexus, the place where I do and I act come into play, right? The things that you do and the things that you act out. The things that you think and the things that you don't think. This is about a place of pressure. It's not fire, it's pressure. Pressure creates heat. Or you can even look at it for piezoelectric energy. That piezoelectric energy is created through pressure on crystals. You are a crystal being. So being put through pressure and figuring out what to do through the pressure, that's how you evolve. So the Fool energy. And it's reverse. Being naive, taken advantage of, and recklessness. Now, what was being taken advantage of? Everything that you knew that you needed for yourself, and people were coming to claim that. Like, you don't need this, and you actually didn't. So all that time invested into an abundance that you didn't truly need, these are not the things that build you. These are the extra things that you actually didn't need. And they're coming in there and getting their investment back. It's almost like they planted the seed that they know that you can manifest and they couldn't do it, to come back to you and retrieve it and leave you empty. But you're not going to be doing that anymore, clearly, because these energies are looking for balance. That's not a balanced situation. Moving on, we have the energy of I feel, and this is the King of Pentacles, and this is reversed and offsuit. So this is off, but water and earth support each other. So let's see. This is greed, indulgence, and material loss. I just said losing things from people cashing in on their investment in you to create for themselves, right? I just mentioned that. So the greed, it's almost like you believed you were that person that created stuff and people were taking stuff away from you, and that was just the way you were blessed to have this thing. I don't know why that's so important, but you know, you have to take it how it resonates. The indulgence part of it, it's almost like your ego was getting a high. It's like, oh, I'm doing it. But instead, it was the devil's last ditch effort to take what was yours, take your abundance, take your life goals, your life dream away from you. Like, give you the hardest challenge of your life. But that's the last piece before you actually make that first crack in the shell, so you can birth into your new beginning. So yeah, the next energy is I am. This is one of the most important energies on the board, because this is the place of fear. If you have fear, you can't do anything. And the Queen of Wands is offsuit, so you have a fear, but it's out of ego and not out of truth. So truth is necessary, but Queen of Wands reverse. Selfishness, jealousy, and insecurity. Now, selfishness. This is the negative type of selfishness, because there's consciousness on the side of the ego. So your consciousness is your ego, and then your mind, your mental space, is where you say mind operates. Your mind is the whole thing. This is your mental space, and this is your consciousness. This is your spiritual space, and this is your spirit, right? But it's called the id. Well, this is your shadow, but it's called the id. And speaking of the insecurity, why wouldn't you be insecure if everything that you build, everything that you manifest works better for other people? How would you feel about that? So these things weren't meant to manifest for you to get the best of the abundance, like you're doing your work for God. No, it works differently. That was the last trick that the devil couldn't actually play against you. And this is why we're here today, so you can change what happens later. You can have a response instead of a reaction. Alright, so now that we've gotten the perspectives that are in your mind that are fighting, we're going to balance out these perspectives with the next part of the reading, which is formation. This is where we get real conscious of the energy right now. So, I just couldn't find the cards that were on the table. I don't know why I couldn't do it. Alright, so the first energy that I needed to clear is I am. And it's not cleared yet, but this is the Nine of Swords. It should be Earth. Next energy that came up with the Strength card is Fire. It's not Earth yet. So we're going to keep doing this. This is like goldfish. So this is how we get like... This is how we make sure. A lot of cards came up, but the Earth, if Earth came out, I'll do it. No Earth, all fire, all ego, all fear, or all fantasy and no dream. Check out my last reading about the dreams and the fantasies. I know it's a good one for you. So, King of Pentacles, I was right here, came back out, reversed again in a place that conquers fear. So let's see what this story told us just now. It started off with the Queen of Wands. We already talked about it. And it went to the Nine of Swords. This is anxiety, hopelessness, and trauma. The hopelessness comes before, it was there before you understand that this is the trial period for you to keep failing. So that's the trick. We don't know what's happening. It's all dark and it looks like it's failure. It looks like it's negative, but it's a process. And since we are not spiritually attuned to understand the in and outs of the whole process, we are looking at it like it's attacking us. And this is why, check out my last reading, y'all understand. Yeah. The darkness is the Divine Mother. So this is why they don't want us to go to it. The Divine Mother is the more powerful energy in this domain. And it's the one that you can truly identify yourself with. So yeah, the next energy is the Strength card. Strength has to do with manifestation. So the stronger you are, the more of your manifestations you can carry. So this is not about the manifestations other people taking from you. This is about the journey to find out how you can carry it for yourself. So Strength card, and this is Major Arcana. Bravery, compassion, focus, and inner strength. So the inner strength is required. Bravery, compassion. To be compassionate to your spirit for what it needs. Because you are the whole thing. And one part of you isn't getting any shine. So being compassionate about healing that perspective opens the gate, opens the channel, opens the chakra up to the blessings also. So yeah, it ended off with the King of Pentacles reversed. Let me just read it again. This is greed, indulgence, and material loss. Now you flipping this whole thing as in what was now able to be attained from everybody else. You are letting it fall into place and not telling anybody about it because they don't know that it's cooked, like it's ready for them if you don't tell them about it. So the more silence you have, silence is golden. Silence is the divine feminine power. Silence is golden. So be silent at this time. Alright, so the next energy we had to fix was the sacral chakra. Alright, mad cards came out, but was it water? Alright, the Queen of Cups came out, so let me just put this on the top. Hold up. Oh, Queen of Wands came out. I thought it was the Queen of Cups. So that tripped me out just now. I was like, uh-oh. Don't give me connections like that. So it started off with the King of Pentacles in the place of I feel, right? Then it went from there to both of these cards. I would just do the Six of Swords now. This is transition, leaving behind and moving on. I just said this. I know I just said this. Oh, Six of Swords. Transition, leaving behind and moving on. So what was in your space of your mind, the thing that powers your mind's peace, the thing that powers your mind to be at peace, is the thing that's going into your feelings. You're feeling it out. You're feeling your spirit out. These are the clear senses. Learning your clear senses and operating with them is literally how you understand your spirit. They're the clear senses. Everything that you think you understand about the spirit comes logically from the clear senses. The next energy is the Five of Wands. Competition, conflict, and rivalry. Now, rivalry with self. But for some reason, it's a rivalry. For some reason, I'm hearing a rival, not rivalry. So you're fighting against your ops, finally on teams with your spirit. We're meant to be the first in the first place. So that's what it was. Your teammate is now here, and when that happens, let's did I get it? Yeah. So the Queen of Cups came out to clear this energy. So let's get the Queen of Cups. This is compassion, calm, and comfort. So compassion, calm, and comfort. I remember I had some compassion over here with the Queen of Wands, but that's different type of compassion with your soul. This is compassion with your spirit. So it's starting to align because within you, both sides are compassionate with each other. There was a fight. Your inner universe was at war, and now it's reaching like, oh, they're at the table and they're figuring things out, they're hashing things out. That's what this is about. Oh, you can give me this and I can give you this. Oh yeah, that's all I know. That's all I wanted. There's a union, there's a partnership forming with your spirit, and that makes you stronger to break out that shell. That shell is very important right now because the shell has to do with shyness also. You are shy, but once you break out, you become beautiful because you eat and the bird feathers come on, these things, right? You get adorned. So the next energy to clear is I do, or I act, I think, or I don't think. Alright, mad cards just flip over, so I'm not even gonna do that. Alright, 1. The King of Swords. A lot of King energy is coming out, but that didn't clear it yet. It does. The Ace of Cups. I'm gonna just keep going because it just cut me off. I got it. What? The Star. Alright. The Page of Swords. I can see what it is. This is a whole bunch of air energy in a place you need to get something started. So this is imaginative. The Moon. A lot of major arcana is coming out though, which is also great. The Queen of Wands. I can't make this up. Because the Queen of Wands is right here. I was looking that it matched over here. It wasn't. I was tripping before. But I was just reading the future because it came out. So that cleared it. Let's get this story of the solar plexus. This is, yeah, let's get this. It started off with the Fool, went to the King of Swords, Head of a Heart, Discipline, and Truth. Now, Head of a Heart decision is the worst decision. It's the bad decision. Or I should say, it's only a conscious decision. That's perfect. A head of a heart decision is only a conscious decision. A heart over head decision is a decision with the spirit and your consciousness. So there's a unison. That's that heartbeat. That's what makes the heart beat in the first place. So that's where your decisions need to come from. And it's always within the dark, right? It's dark there, but you know it's full of love and all that other stuff, right? Yeah, I know what I'm trying to say, so I don't need to say it no more. I know you understand what I mean. So I went from there to the Ace of Cups. This is new feelings, spirituality, and intuition. Now, new feelings and spirituality. That's kind of self-explanatory, but the new feelings part, the old feelings aren't doing it anymore for you. So this is why when that loneliness came out and that despair with the 10 or the 9 right here, this is what's clearing that right now. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. You're coming into understanding that going within the darkness, you get new feelings because it was dark before. Now you discovered it. It's just like a regular. It just makes math. It's just sense, right? It went from there to the star, and the star is still off. It's still air energy. So air, water, air, still no fire. This is hope, faith, and rejuvenation. Now, when I heard rejuvenation the last time I said it, you're trying to rejuvenate the things that you thought were working before. You're trying to say, okay, I remember I did this and it worked like this before, so I can use this. But those are not the right things, because those will give you the same feelings. New actions, new feelings. And went from there to the Page of Swords. This is curiosity, restlessness, and mental energy. Mental energy, the Page of Swords is right here. I didn't even realize it. So it's still off. The mental energy is still off. So this is just confirmation of what I was talking about. You were trying to rejuvenate where you were going before, acting like it was the cure. It's not. It went from there to the Moon to tell you that it's not the cure. And this is unconscious, illusion, intuition, and fantasy. Illusion. Now, my new kind of tag that I made, you need to be delusional. Whatever your vision is, you need to be delusional about it. But why? Because you chose not to live in the world of ignorance. And ignorant people are very delusional. That's why they manifest whatever they want. Because this delusion says, I don't even care. I don't even know to care about these things. Since you decided to know, you know and you care about these things. Therefore, that pressure weighs on you. And the only way to counteract that is delusion. So the ignorant people are only ignorant. It's the delusion from the conscious people that you need. That's a force. It's telling the universe, it's telling the demiurge, I don't care. And the spirit has power now, because since you consciously don't need to do anything about what you know that can harm you, because you know that you are protected also, that's a greater truth. You see where this is going. And then went from there to that, from that greater truth to the Queen of Wands reversed. And that was over here in your fear sector. So what used to make you scared now makes you powerful. Right. So selfishness, jealousy, and insecurity, you're using it against them. The fact that they made you jealous and insecure before, oh man, this is just repeating what I said in my last reading, but it's now, you're a challenger. You are challenging everything. So if the devil wants to attack you with something that challenges you, you fight and you are victorious. Therefore, the devil don't want to attack you that much. You got to plan better. You got to come at you with better stuff, because you're too good now. You're too good at it. You like on level 50 in a level 10 area. It's just like, yeah, stay there. Fail, because your failures look like victories to other people, because you're level 50. Level 50 failure is a level 10. Is a miracle. You're doing miracle works. Keep doing what you're doing, because these failures are only telling you where to go next. Alright, so the next energy to be cleared was, it is the Page of Swords. Actually, it's not the Page of Swords. It's the Ten of Pentacles right here, which is the Page of Cups. I know I saw. Okay, let me just keep going. It needs to be fire or air. Alright, I saw this card when I first came out, and this one jumped at me. So both of them is water. Not yet. Very emotional, letting these things go. Very emotional, letting these things go. Five of Cups. Alright, what's this one? Almost. The Hermit card. This is Earth, so it's still not finished. We're gonna get the story out. This is your knowledge, your experience. Alright, this one jumped. Alright, so the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Two of Wands. That's what fixed this energy right here. Let me just get the rest of it out, so I'll go back to it. Alright, so the next one to be cleared is, I need, and it's cleared by the Five of Swords. And let's get this last one that almost jumped out. The Two of Cups came out to try to clear it, but it didn't clear it yet. Still off suit. And this is what you want. Alright, so the Ten of Swords came up. Now you got all the keys. That's reaching rock bottom, and you can't sink any further than that. And it becomes comfortable. Why? Because you know you can't sink any further than that. God, your knowledge, your truth tells you, I won't be able to sink further than this because I got myself from this extent. Like, I'm good here. I'm good here. Oh, God. Ace of Wands. And that's what cleared it. That was the last one. So, let's continue from I know. It started off with the Ten of Pentacles, went to the Page of Cups. Happy surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. Understanding the dream for the first time. And it's a happy surprise. Aren't you excited to know that the goal was within you the whole time? You didn't even have to go anywhere. It's not on the internet either. It's not even within Google. You don't even need Google. You got it. Apathy, contemplation, and something else. I forgot what the Four of Cups is. Apathy, contemplation, and disconnectedness. Right? So, apathy is a good power to understand and know how to use. These are all forces. Being apathetic to somebody who's trying to pull at your heartstrings is a power, because that person might not be for you and God is telling you to let them go. So yeah. And this is what you know. And from there we go to death. I call this the skeleton warrior. Why? Because it does not bleed. There's no suffering that's gonna happen anymore. You either gonna break me or you're not. That's where you are now. I don't bleed. You can't cut me. It just won't work. That's where your knowledge is going. And from there, you got to walk away. And this is the Five of Cups. Loss, grief, and disappointment. What are you disappointed at? Your experiences. Why? Because you were played a lot of times. And it's disappointing to know that at who you are can be played. But that's how good this demiurge is. I don't call it the devil no more. Because the devil is on the tree of life. And that's a force of life. So how am I going to call it negative? I need to understand who is behind that face. And so many people are discovering this. We're all going into the dark. The Divine Mother. The 999 blackness of this ether that we look up at every night. Come on. From there, it went to the Hermit card. Contemplation, another contemplating. And this is perfect to have with your experience. Searching for truth and inner guidance. Now, what is the Hermit card all about? Imagine that you are at rock bottom and the only thing you have to rely on is your inner light. Now, knowing that you can rely on your inner light is the thing that your spirit wanted you to know in the first place. You do not need anybody else for your vision. People are here to be a part of it for a season, at the very least. At the most, the rest of your life. But those people will identify themselves to you. It's not hard. It won't be frustrating to do. You'll know immediately. Then the energy that finished this off with the Two of Wands. This is planning, perfect, making decisions, and leaving home. Home, the old home that you used to occupy with your soul. The home refers to the thing that, like, you know, Three Little Pigs and a Big Bad Wolf. The home, you move to a stronger home. That's what's happening right now. The Three Little Pigs is about you. Your ego, your id, and your super conscious. That's the Three Little Pigs right there. They want everything. They want to do everything. That's the Three Little Pigs. And the Big Bad Wolf is the demiurge, coming after you to take and destroy your home so it can take your time. Time is the ultimate currency. That's what it's after. It doesn't want to get rid of you. It wants to extract everything it can out of you until it can't no more. God has the ultimate evolution plan. The demiurge has the ultimate extraction plan. Right. So moving on from there, we have I need, and it started off with temperance, and then it fixed off the first time. Didn't need that much, didn't have too many problems. Five of Swords. Unbridled ambition, winning at all costs, and sneakiness. Now that's your spirit's perspective. This is what spirit wants to do for you. This is what spirit wants to do for you. Your needs are your spirit's wants. I don't need to say anything else for that. All right. So the next energy was I want. This is what you want, right? What you want, your spirit can help you get through manifestation. So it started off with the Page of Swords and went to the Two of Cups. This is unity, partnership, and connection. I mentioned unity before, but what are you uniting with? Instead of having so much anxiety, thinking too much, your emotions are being handled. So your ego, which is a part of you that would like to be nurtured also, that would like to be in control also. When it's out of control, it's just what it is, right? So it requires a partnership with yourself. Then all the mental keys came out. This is a good position to have, a good place to be. Let's see. 10 of Swords. This is failure, collapse, and defeat. Remember that failure I mentioned? This is the time to fail. Nobody can see you fail unless you tell them, "Oh, I failed this. Come put your judgment on me." That's what you're asking for right now. Telling anybody about your failures right now is the only way that even the devil would know you fail, because that's how secluded you are right now. That's how protected you are right now. You can understand the veil of protection instead of it being as loneliness. So I went from there to the Ace of Wands. Creation, willpower, inspiration, and desire. Now, perfect to have here. Why? Because willpower, I mentioned it before, that's the power to do something and not doing it. That's just the power to do it. It's not being done yet. Now, what's being done now is your true path, your true manifestation, your divine alignment. That's being done now. And God is showing you the way through your ego. So since I said before, your ego now sees your self as the fantasy object. So it serves yourself, which is perfect. Your selfness, it needs to be served by the ego. The ego is a better servant than a master. Who's the master? Yourself is the master, right? Well, yeah. Okay. I can say that. It's higher levels than that, but I can stop there with that. Alright, so the next part of the reading is the last part of the reading, which is manifestation. It used to be called the star stream. Why? Because it has to do with the Kundalini energy going from the crown to the root. But this has to do with your evolution cycle, right? What can you do? We went over all the variables in your life, all the variables that it's on the board, right? All the variables that are on the board, and now what we're going to do is the if factors. If I experiment, if I express, if I integrate, if I transcend, and then I will ascend, right? That's what we're going to do right now. So let me get these cards out. I'm going to do one by one. Okay. Okay. I wasn't even going to do it like that. I had to catch two. So, fire and good fortune in a place of transcendence, right? That's where you level up. So, there's leveling up and then there's evolving. My favorite example is Pokemon. You can understand the difference. And lastly, we end off at safe travel. So, let's get this real quick. Starting off with the first one, which is an experimentation. You can experiment with the new moon. New moon in Aquarius. You can experiment with when. You can experiment with what. And you can experiment with where. Right? Those are the three things that came out just now. A new beginning, a fresh start, and an auspicious time to start new projects. Drawing this card invites you to begin again. Meditate on this at the new moon to bring in new energy into your life. Write a list of intentions, dreams, goals, and wishes to support a new direction and invite in inspiration. So there was a blood moon recently, I think. So whatever you were imagining consciously or subconsciously is the things that are manifesting into your life right now. So whatever you wanted to happen or whatever that needed to happen. Alright, so that is what you can experiment with. The things that are coming in now. Alright? Next up is expression. I can express growth. You can express to yourself, your shadow, that you have grown. So it doesn't need to be so mismanaged. It doesn't need to be chaotic. It can be powerful. Like, I hope you know what I mean. So let's get growth. A time of evolution. I just mentioned it. Safe travel is evolution, right? And growth is here. You may be leaving out outdated and antiquated relationships, mentors, belief systems, situations, or environments. If you are inquiring about a situation or relationship, this card calls for a deeper commitment or a decision to let go in order to honor your journey. Draw another card for clarity about which direction to take regarding your situation. This card represents knowing that all will be well for the highest good. So, I kind of mentioned what it means, so let's just move on to the next card, which is Stormy, and this is for integration. Stormy weathers, integrating the balance in the middle of the storm. So imagine it was like only on your ship, within your temple, do you have complete balance, almost like there's no storm on the sea at all. That's what you're getting better at, and that's what the devil don't like. Every time a rogue wave comes, you just look at it because you saw it coming through your new tower, through who you're becoming. You saw it coming. Like, oh, I see where this is going. I know where this attack is coming. Now we're at war instead of me being a prisoner of war. Now you're not a prisoner. You're a fighter. Stormy. Drama straight ahead. Prepare and brace yourself. Conditions are not favorable this time. Wait the storm out before proceeding. Do not worry either. The weather can change very quickly. Meditate on this when you want to call on your sea legs to help you keep safe and secure through a time of hardship or a stressful period. If you are inquiring about a relationship, please be warned that this is a situation that will bring up a lot of upheaval into your path. Proceed with caution. Caution is necessary because there are pitfalls, and sometimes you can't see a pitfall. You need to look at where you're going intently to say, okay, this path is a little patchy. I don't know what that is. So the next energy that's up is Transcendence. It started off with the Fire card right here, and then it went to Good Fortune. Good Fortune is the number 13. This is Christ consciousness. And Fire is the number 27, which is also 9, which is the 999 Black Ether, right? So both of those energies came up. Very, very powerful numbers that just came up. So let's start off with Fire. Light, creativity, drive, purity, passion, and new opportunities. The element of fire can free you from boredom, clear karma, remember that? And can give you the energy required to take action. Be warned though, too much fire can also burn. Now, trying to do everything at the same time is out of turn. It's almost like you're playing Monopoly and you're rolling doubles and rolling doubles and you're rolling doubles again. Now you gotta go to jail. So, moving too fast because you're gonna miss a turn, right? But that's what your transcendence is all about. Leveling up to spot how you need to break before you miss your turn. Stopping before the thing happens. Seeing the pitfall. That's what that fire is about. Then it went from there to Good Fortune. No matter what your query, your question, the universe gives you its blessing. This is also a powerful time for manifesting. So ask now for what you want more of in your life. It is granted. Acknowledge the blessings in your life and more will appear. Now this is talking about the power, the fact that you are the one in control of this matrix, at least your controller in this big Xbox, right? Just imagine that. You now have the ability to take control because all you had to do was believe in blank, 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 whatever you just thought of, that thought. All you had to do was believe in it. Trapped you. That's my trap card. I don't know why I did that. But safe travel is the last card and is in the place of, and then I will ascend. This is the place of evolution. Safe travel to your evolution. Fail all you want to the point that you win. Imagine you had an unlimited amount of money to put on scratch-offs. It's just a matter of time. Fail, 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 fail. $2, fail, 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 fail. Jackpot. That's where you're going right now. Jackpot. You hit the jackpot. And if you did hit the jackpot, Hit your brother up. Holla at your boy. Just in case. Holla at your boy. Hope these numbers helped you out. Alright. So that is the end of the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I did. It helped me out secretly in the middle of the whole reading. So I don't know if you saw me freeze a lot. But yeah. If you would like a reading, my email is in the description below. Of course, I'm doing all of this to create an app for the spiritual community, and it's going to be the biggest thing that the world has ever known, and I say the best way that collectively as a consciousness we can understand spirit. So I'm trying to build this thing. I can use your help. I would love your help. Thank you for being here. For everybody that's new, I appreciate you. For everybody that's returning, you already know how I give it up. So, thank you. I love you. Peace.